Hey everyone, so this is my last day here in China. So this evening I will be flying back to the UK. I've got my t-shirt on. What can I say about this experience? Tough, definitely a challenge, but it has been amazing. If you get the chance to do something like this, do it. Do the training. I think because I have had some training, I was sort of prepared. But for me, it was more the humidity and the breathing. So day one, I got up on the wall, we did it, we came back down. Absolutely amazing views. That the first time you get to the wall and you're stood there and you're looking over and you just see the clouds and the mist over the hills and the wall and that poking out at the top of it. It's just amazing to see. And then the second day, I just couldn't breathe. It was just so humid. Even though the humidity has been worse in places, it was just so humid on that particular day. It was really hard. I just could not breathe. It really felt like my chest and my lungs were bruised. And I just couldn't breathe. It was so unfair. I managed to get just to the wall, and then I had to come back down. I just couldn't breathe and I just couldn't do it. They had that choice there for me, which was great. We had the third Chinese guide with us, and he took me down, and that was it. I had to wait until we knew that they were approaching the finish line, and then I got taken round to the finish point, and I did walk up to meet them. But even then, that was a struggle because I felt bruised. It was horrible. And then the Wednesday, we had all the rain, and then we walked up to the wall. We all got to the wall, and then I came back down and slipped. Had a muddy bum. But again, seeing the wall and seeing the views, or what you could see in the views, just gave it a new life. Not just what you see on TV or in newspapers and magazines of this beautiful picture of the wall. It was just mist and rain and literally like a rainforest, and coming down it was just so slippery, and just the one point where I did slip was because nothing about the guide who was helping us down. It was just just gonna have to move my nose. So nothing against the guide that was bringing us down. It was there was one step he already had out his hand, and I put my hand on him, one with the walking pole on the other, just to give me that bit. But the step gave way. It was just pure mud, and my foot just literally my leg went straight underneath me, and I'd gone. He didn't laugh. He didn't do anything apart from try to help me up. He was more concerned about that. I stood up. He sort of checked me over. I turned around, and even I could feel where it was wet and muddy, and I started laughing, and then he started laughing because I was laughing. And we carried on. So yeah, that was quite funny for me. But we made it down, no issues. All I got is a tiny little bruise on my knee from where I went down. There was a tree root, and I just touched the root. So yeah, but I bruise easily, so for me that's getting away quite lightly. Day 4, I met Mr. Seung, and he was the first out of the Chinese guys, apart from Chinny, who's the main guide, who was with the rest of the group. Mr. Seung was the only one who could speak English. He was amazing, fantastic person. So we walked up, same as the others. They went, and I took it manmanda, which is slowly. He took me up to the wall, same as they did, and then he said, I have a different plan for you. So he explained it. So we walked round. This is a broken part of the wall where there was a landslide, and we had this very narrow ledge, and we walked round the ledge, and I could see the guys on the wall. Luckily I have a radio, so we kept in constant contact with the group, and we said, get back to the radio, say, can you all turn around because I can get a photo of you guys. And I took a photo, which I'll pop in here for now. It was just an amazing photo of them on the wall. Now, if I hadn't been slightly separate from the group, they would never have had that photo. So in one way, I'm glad I was slightly separate. And then Mr. Seung goes, we're going to go back. I think, okay, all right then. We went back to the start where we just come up to the wall, and then he went, now we're going to continue this way. So I actually went on a separate challenge and a separate journey to the other guys, and I went a different way on the wall, which was amazing because I got to see the views that they hadn't seen. I got to see that part of the wall that they hadn't seen. And then when I went back down, I went further along and then down. And then we got on Mr. Seung's car, and then he took me to the finish point. Well, before the finish point though, he was meant to take me to the finish point, and then we was going to walk up. He had to pick up another member of our group because unfortunately she'd pulled a hamstring, just slightly. She was absolutely gutted because she hadn't realised how well Mr. Seung was. So when she came in, she was really beating herself up, and I just want to say she didn't need to. That's why they have these plans in place, these plan Bs and Cs and Ds, just in case something like this happens. And then of course we drove then to the finish line, and we went through all the flood water because a couple of months ago, not even that, maybe just over a month ago, in the beginning of July, they had major rainfall for more than they normally do, and it flooded the area. There's the spray and the devastation. It was just awful to see, which is why on the Wednesday they were a bit worried about the rain that we had, and we went up and we still decided to go up to the wall. We didn't have to, we had that choice, but we all were determined, and we all got up to that wall and we all came back down. But yeah, so the Thursday, we then went to the second bit of the wall and then walked up and met them, and I got a great video of them all walking down again the steps, which is great again. And then we all finished. And then day 5, our last day. So they were starting at a different point again. I went back to where we'd finished the day before. And I was meant to get the cable car to go up to one of the towers and walk about 6 towers. So go up and down for them. But the cable car wasn't working. So I actually walked up to the wall. Because the group were doing this most steepest part, which is on the day 5. I could take my time, which was great. I didn't feel rushed. To be fair, I haven't felt rushed out of all of it. But I didn't feel rushed, and it meant I could take photos and little bits of video and just really enjoy the experience on the last day. And I got to the wall, and Mr. Seung again, he was with me for the second time, told me the history of the wall. Both days he was telling me different bits, and the Ming dynasty, the Qing dynasty. It's just amazing that they've built this massive wall and how long the bricks last, and you could see on the wear and tear that even of the wall, where they're weathered, you can see some of them have Chinese writing on, which is the dates of when they were laid, because the wall, the new bricks where they've been put in, they're made using the same techniques as they did before, and they would last to 500 years. So it's just wow. And they know that they have that dating system, and they know it can last up to 500 years. And they also close parts of the wall as well, so it gives it rest, so they can then refurbish it or restore sections. And I have seen restored sections, unrestored sections, with a wild wall. It's been an amazing trip. So yeah, if you get the chance to go, definitely go. As I said, this is my last day. Yesterday it was a day in Beijing, so I'm going to pop the photos in here for you and the bits of video. It was a full-on day yesterday. We did the Tiananmen Square, the Forbidden Palace and City. Then we had a bit of lunch. Then we went for a tea ceremony. Then we went to the Temple of Heaven. We also conquered a bit of the public transport. So went on a bus. So I also did the underground. And then we had the Peking duck dinner, which was also our medal ceremony, and getting our finishers t-shirts as well. We all came back to the hotel. We had a drink, said goodbye to 2 of the people because they were going on. They paid for the onward travel, so they're going to enjoy the terracotta men and the panda experience, which is wow. So guys, I hope you're enjoying that. I want to see photos. Yeah, and then we're gonna just go for a little walk in a moment, just to the shops, local shops, because we haven't actually done any of this. Haven't done any shopping yet. So I'm gonna go and have a look at local shops before we leave here, which is the hotel I'm in, and actually come to get my flight to come home. It's amazing. That's all I can say. But yeah, if you get a chance to do this, I would highly recommend it.